There's a creature living deep beneath the Pacific Ocean right now. It's asleep. But one day, it will wake up. And when that happens, chaos will begin. Maybe you already know who I'm talking about. In this video, I'll tell you everything about Cthulhu. To begin with, this creature is known as Cthulhu, though it's also referred to by many other names, with countless variations, some of which you're seeing on the screen right now. Cthulhu was first introduced to the world by writer H.P. Lovecraft in 1928, in a story titled The Call of Cthulhu. Lovecraft's works often explore the existence of parallel universes and beings that come from realms far beyond our own. It is said that Cthulhu comes from a parallel universe to ours. And although it began as nothing more than a story, more and more people are convinced that this creature is real, hidden right now in the depths of the ocean. In The Call of Cthulhu, it is described as a terrifying mix between an octopus, a dragon, and a human. Its head is slimy and covered with tentacles, its body grotesque and scaly, with primitive wings sprouting from its back. But there's one crucial detail that makes this monster even more horrifying: its size. It is said to stand nearly 10,000 feet tall. That's the height of a mountain sliding across the earth. And that's not the worst part. Cthulhu can reshape its body at will, stretching its limbs, twisting its form, and extending its massive tentacles. This creature has been on Earth for thousands, perhaps even millions of years. Right now, it's said to be lying in the South Pacific Ocean, inside a sunken city. There, Cthulhu remains in a deep slumber. But according to legend, this is not the first time it has been awake. Once before, it rose from the depths, only to return after a massive storm struck the city. And here is where the true danger begins. Even while it sleeps, Cthulhu torments humanity. One of its powers is the ability to reach people through their dreams. It can invade the subconscious, planting thoughts, influencing emotions, and luring its victims into devotion without them ever realizing it. For countless ages, long before humans even existed, Cthulhu's ability to appear in dreams has slowly turned it into an object of worship. This influence has given rise to strange cults and religions, especially among certain groups in New Zealand, Greenland, Louisiana, and the mountains of China. Yes, you heard that right. Many people who dream of Cthulhu eventually begin to see it as a god. In fact, there are entire groups who already treat this being as the center of their faith, something known as the cult of Cthulhu. What's even more unsettling is that these cultists firmly believe Cthulhu's return is inevitable. Not only that, they actually work toward bringing it back. This creature is unimaginably powerful. In The Call of Cthulhu, Lovecraft presents it as the central figure, the Great Old One, a godlike entity beyond human comprehension. And remember, everything I've told you so far, all of this happens while it sleeps. But what would happen if Cthulhu actually woke up? I'll tell you in just a moment. Now let's talk about something very important. And honestly, one of the most fascinating parts of this story. A few years ago, the supposed exact location of where Cthulhu sleeps was revealed. These coordinates you're seeing on the screen point directly to the middle of the South Pacific Ocean. And here's where things get interesting. That location is strikingly close to Point Nemo, the most remote place on Earth, the spot farthest away from any human being. But that's not all. Do you remember what happened in 1997? That year, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, picked up a strange, powerful sound in the South Pacific. It was unlike anything ever recorded before. They called it the bloop. This sound was so unusual and so loud, scientists said no known creature on Earth could have produced it. Whatever made that noise would have to be at least 250 feet long. And here's the chilling part. The bloop came from an area eerily close to where Cthulhu is said to be resting. So many believe that what was heard in 1997 was not just some random sound. They believe it was Cthulhu itself. Things are getting really interesting, right? But now, it's time for the part everyone's been waiting for. What would happen if Cthulhu woke up? At some point in history, when the time comes, Cthulhu will rise. This is inevitable. We don't know when, but it will happen. We've already seen how powerful it is, even while asleep, invading people's dreams. But when it finally awakens, everything will be far worse. Cthulhu will emerge from the ocean, rising above the waves, crushing and sinking any ship that dares cross its path. And once it reaches the shores of civilization, it will begin to seize control of human minds, with only one goal: to be worshipped as a god. The weakest minds will fall under its influence instantly. The strongest, however, will suffer an even darker fate, because just one glance from Cthulhu is enough to kill anyone who dares resist. You could try to hide in an underground bunker, stocked with supplies, but you wouldn't last forever, because those already enslaved by Cthulhu would hunt down anyone who refused to submit. And if you're wondering whether the military could stop it, the answer is no. Not even a nuclear bomb could destroy it. Even if torn apart, Cthulhu has the terrifying ability to regenerate. There is no defeating it. When Cthulhu wakes, all will bow, and those who don't will die without exception. That's why it's considered not only one of the most powerful beings in H.P. Lovecraft's universe, but one of the most fearsome monsters in all of fiction. That's it for today's video. Or at least, that's what I can tell you for now. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Cthulhu is just a story, or something far more real, waiting in the deep? There are countless other beings lurking within H.P. Lovecraft's universe, and if you'd like, we can explore them together, one by one. But remember this, while you're watching, while you're listening, Cthulhu still sleeps beneath the ocean, and who knows, the moment it awakens might be sooner than you think. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, and prepare yourself for what's to come.